Rethia. Now y'all know I don't even go live reflection. Y'all know I rarely go live. I'm gonna upload. You get what I'm saying? Type of girl. I'm like a upload type of girl. But I said I'm gonna have to go live today because they was trying to stop the message. That's exactly what they was trying to do. They was trying to stop my motherfucking message, and I'm not having it. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring my bell. We finna do something a little different. What's up, Rumble? Yeah, we live over here on Rumble as well. We live over here on Rumble as well, baby. If you came over here from Facebook, what's up, y'all? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that follow button, okay? And don't forget to ring that bell so you will never know. I said so you will never know. So you will always know. I just woke up reflection. This live supposed to be scheduled. They playing with my live. They playing with my upload. So I said, fuck it. I'm just gonna have to do this manual. Okay. So with that being said, I'm about to start the countdown. We are here to break down the movie centers and the power of music. Okay, we're here to break down the power of music. And as y'all can see, this is a video that I had already was a stream that I had already recorded, but for some reason it wouldn't let me upload it. So we about to get into it. We can do something a little different, but you know the message is still the same. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get into it. What's good, reflection? How y'all doing, baby? How y'all doing, reflection? Okay, you are over here with Terethia. You are over here with Terethia. And I hope y'all are all doing good this rising or this sunset, whichever time that you joined over here in the video. I don't know what's going on with my green screen. What's going on with that green screen? I'm not sure, reflection. But with that being said, we are over here talking about the movie Sinners. So if you watched the movie, then yes, for you, reflection, wasn't it good? Wasn't it good, reflection? And the people who didn't watch it, I hate that for y'all. I hate that for y'all, baby. It must have been some of them Dior's and some of them shit Dior's over there. I ain't want to watch the movie. I ain't trying to be. Listen, I'm not here to, you get what I'm saying. If you want to watch the movie, there's you, baby. With me, I watch it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Reflection, that movie was good as fuck. Okay, so with that being said, hold on one second. Let me see if I can get this green screen together. I hope y'all hit the like button. I hope y'all hit the subscribe button because we over here to have a good time. We over here to have a good time. We finna do a little spiritual movie breakdown, a little piece. We finna talk about the power of music too and how our ancestors knew, reflection, that the power of music could make shit move. You get what I'm saying? What they say, wade in the water. There's a leak in this old building. My soul has got to move in there. Fuck around and they'll get to, and they'll get to. You get what I'm saying? Getting them beats and them drums and shit going together. Think about even now, reflection. Think about now, if the beat is right, who gives a damn what they talking about in the song? A lot of people don't care about what them folks they talking about in the song. The beat is right, the drums right, the flutes is right. You get what I'm saying? But if you know the power of music, if you know the power of drums, if you know the power of y'all get what I'm saying, moving them hips, move your body like a snake, man. If you know the power of that reflection, then you'll know why they was really over there doing. They was calling them spirits. They was calling them spirits, baby. Now, hold on, now don't you fuck with hurt me. Don't you fuck with me, cause don't make me get to rocking my hips like a snake, mom. Don't make me get to you. Get what I'm saying? What you say to me? Don't make me get you think I'm over here singing a fucking church hymn. That's what you think. Yeah, I know that's what you think. But baby, I'm finna call in the motherfucking ancestors on your ass. I'm finna call in them spirits, baby. I got that feeling. I got that feeling. And you finna have the feeling next if you keep fucking with me. Okay, hit the like and subscribe. Hit the like and subscribe. Y'all know I cut up. Y'all know I cut up. If this your first time over here, baby, I am Saravia. And I play a lot, but I be very serious, okay? So with that being said, you never want to miss out on a good decoded video. You never know what I'm talking about. We talk about astrology over here. We do a little piece of tarot, a little piece of tarot. We talk about New World News reflection. We talk about decode things that are right in your face, baby. We talking about the occult. We talk about conspiracy theories. We talk about MK. We talk about all type of shit. We talk about all type of shit over here. And if you haven't subscribed to me on Rumble, www.rumble.com, Sarita Perez, baby. It's spelled just like that right there. Just like that right there. Reflection. Definitely go over there and subscribe to me, because I drop a lot of content over there first. And I actually drop a lot of content that I'm not allowed to drop over here on YouTube. I'm not allowed to do it. I'm not allowed to do it. Reflection. I think I'm gonna have to change this green screen, because the jumping and shit it's bothering me. You heard me? It's bothering me. Okay, we may have to go on the porch and get up out the house, because this right here just ain't it. It's not hitting like I want it to hit. But with that being said, while I get this green screen and everything together, I'm about to start the countdown. For anybody, you get what I'm saying, that ain't seen the Sinners movie, again, go definitely watch the movie. It's a great movie. You don't know what you miss in reflection, especially if you love a good, you get what I'm saying. If you really want to know the power behind music and why music was banned back in the day in some places, reflection, because they know once they get them hit them drums. Once they get doing that shit, reflection, shit finna get strange around here. The sun finna say it too. Don't fucking play with me. Don't play with me, baby. What they say, you can say a lot without saying something. So with that being said, your ancestors knew the power of music, reflection, and they even incorporated it into the churches too, reflection. Okay, Wade in the water. What do you think they was talking about when they was talking about wade in the water? Hold on, I got this. Wade in the water, children, wade. They said Sarita, what? I'm gonna get this together. I gotta give me something to drink. I gotta give me something to drink, because my throat was a little dry. My throat was a little dry when I was trying to sing it. Don't you fucking judge me. Don't you judge me. I got the voice music in my throat. I feel it. Wade in the water. Hold on then. Wait. Okay. I'm done. Reflection. Shit, I'm gonna go get me some water. Y'all hating on my angelic voice. Y'all, y'all hating on my angelic voice. That's what it is. So when we come back, reflection, I hope, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, don't forget to ring my bell, baby. Don't forget to ring that bell so you never miss out on great content. And yeah, I'll see y'all back in a little bit. So go on ahead and get everything you need, because we're not about to stop, reflection.
Now, this right here is
Hmm. We on the porch. We on the porch. It's green thing still ain't acting right, but it's all right. Okay, what's up, reflection? We are back. They say you're not supposed to start with food in your mouth. Don't start with me, reflection. Don't constrict me to this worldly realms, okay? I told you I'm from the east side of Mars. We make our own rules over there. So don't y'all be over here trying to tell me what to do and shit, okay? Don't be over here. What I said, don't be over here judging a sinner soul. All right. So with that being said, reflection. Speaking of sinners, speaking of a little piece of a sin reflection. Okay, we are over here talking about the movie Sinners. We finna break it down. We finna get into these meanings, reflection. Maybe some of y'all missed, you get what I'm saying? Some shit went over your head because you were just stuck into the movie like that. Because I was reflection. I said, oh, this shit good. Oh, this is truly a master's piece. Okay, not a masterpiece, but a master's piece. A master wrote this shit right here. I can tell. I know good master work when I see it. So I said, oh my goodness, let me put this as my top picks, baby. So y'all need to go and definitely check out Sinners. If you haven't, then shit, reflection, you was like, my soul won't let me do it. Okay, well then shit now we ain't trying to fuck up your soul and your vibration and shit over. We ain't trying to do none of that reflection, okay? So I'm over here to break down the movie a little bit. Love peace. I love pigs because I break down shit the way nobody else can break it down because I'm Tarithia, baby. I am Tarithia. So with that being said, we're gonna listen to how other people their interpretations and different things like that. And we're going to come over here and we're gonna do our own little interpretation, all right? But really we are over here to look at the power of music. That's the whole theme of Sinners, is showing you the power of music. Okay, reflection, it had a whole lot of symbolism. And I don't know if y'all know, but this movie was actually based on a true person out of Mississippi. All right, it went to that crossroad with his guitar and shit. We're gonna talk about him. We're gonna talk about Robert Ass. He actually went to the crossroad, reflection, and that's how he learned to play music or whatever like that. From, you get what I'm saying? Shit. Some people like to call him the one, the Lord. Some people call him Satan. Some people call whatever you want to call him. Reflection, whatever make you feel good. He went to the crossroad. Or Papa Legba. Everybody know Legba is over the crossroad shoe as well. Okay, he's the key holder. He hold them. He hold the keys and shit. All right. So with that being said, reflection, this movie actually had a lot to do with him, and we actually broke this down in one of my older videos, actually, when we was talking about Hollywood and the power of music and different things like that. So you may want to go to my Hoodoo playlist tab over there, and you can probably find that content. If it's not over here on YouTube, I know because I could have deleted it. It's definitely on Rumble. Definitely go over there and subscribe to me, www.rumble.com. Go in the search bar, type in Taretha Perez. The name is the same right there, reflection, and yeah, you'll be able to find me. So with that being, a lot of great content over there as well. Especially if you like to go down a good rabbit hole, okay? I'll take you there. Not there, but I'll take you there. That's how we say it in the South, baby. We be like, there, go. If you don't have me that over there, oh, over there. Over there. Oh, okay then. Not okay then. Okay then. So with that being said, reflection, y'all, my lingo a little different. So with that being said, let's let's get into, I'm not here to waste your time. Let's go on ahead and let's get into the movie Sinners. All right. Let's try to decode this a little bit and let's see the power of music. And because keep in mind, who is over music? When you think of music, who was the angel of music? Reflection. Lucifer, the angel of light. He was over music. He ran the music throughout the heavens. And that didn't change when the angels fell. Okay. And another thing about that, if you go through this movie and you really Decoded reflection. They was showing you that this realm is that place that a lot of people be talking about. They was like, you keep on playing, your ass going to HE double hockey sticks. You keep on playing, you get what I'm saying? They gonna put you in that fucking lake of fire. They talking about a volcano, I guess. So with that being said, reflection, if you really look at this movie, it shows you in the end when he actually went to him, who was depicting Robert, he the musician, he actually was showing him that, showing the audience that this is the realm of the fallen angels. Reflection, this is where they fell too. Okay, they control this realm, because he said, listen, I can make you live forever. And the man said, I think I've seen enough of this place. Well, what place do you think he's talking about, reflection? And how could he have the power to make him live forever and stay on this realm forever? Because they already over this realm. This is the realm that they are not necessarily bound to, but this is shit. This is where they made their home. Papa was a rolling stone. Hey, wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he died, some shit like that. Power music, okay? You just gotta go back. You gotta really listen at them songs, okay? Keep in mind, just because the beat is good, are you really listening to the lyrics? And when you listen to them, are you listening or are you understanding them, okay? So with that being said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's jump
Now, this
right
right here
into
is
it.
crazy. And it makes you look at sinners just a little bit different. So we see it open up with basically Preacher Boy Sammy walking into his dad's church. Right here, he walks in, but it's actually the ending of the movie when he has the broken guitar, he has the scratches on his face, and then he proceeds to push through this church. But if you stay through the movie to the final post-credit scene, we see him singing a song that they were singing in the beginning of the film in his dad's church, which was This Little Light of Mine. And he's saying, I'm going to let it shine. So I've watched this movie 2 times, and I noticed on my second watch, so remember that remnant claws had scarred him. Like right here, he has 3 scratches on his face. But right here in this scene, he has no damage. He has no weathering, no wounds, no injuries in this scene. Later that night, he goes and plays at his cousin Smoking Stock's juke joint in Mississippi. He's playing blues music, and everybody knows that people say that blues music is the devil's music. Remember, we see a point where they actually approach the door, and then Smoking Stock, Cornbread, Sammy, they're talking to Remnick and his group. And remember, Sammy says, it's the devil. Like, you're the devil. He looks at Remnick. He said that's basically what his dad was telling him, that if he keep playing the blues music, that the devil's going to come to his front doorstep. Basically, Remnick. I'm not going to lie. It seems like, what if? I'm just saying, what if, wait. What if actually Sammy had been sold his soul? Not in a vampire way, but he just sold his soul to be one of the best blues musicians. We remember when we went down to this area where Slim was playing, he was like, that's Delta Slim. Like, he was obsessed with blues music. He was so excited to impress Delta Slim, he was going to pull his guitar out and play on his set until Stack told him, like, chill out, hold up. Remember, he told Smoke upstairs at Club Juke, I want to be like y'all. I want to go to Chicago and play blues music. I got my mind made up. And remember, Smoke telling him, hey, you ain't going to be like us. You go play that church music back at your dad's church. You don't want to be like us. And remember, Sammy tells him, like, it's my decision. You can't tell me what to do. And then Smoke pulls the pistol out and aims it at Sammy. Sammy didn't flinch. He's like, all right, I'm still going to do what I want, basically. Y'all, I'm not going to lie. This scene right here, he doesn't have no marks on his face. I think Preacher Boy Sammy probably sold his soul early on. Just like I told you on a previous video that's currently going viral about how this actually is mirroring the Robert Johnson story with him meeting Satan at the crossroads, signing his soul over to be the best blues musician. I think the whole time, yes, really, Preacher Boy Sammy is literally Robert Johnson. He sold his soul early on. And that's why Remnick came and approached the juke joint, because he heard his voice. He knew he sold his soul.
Okay, so what y'all think? And keep in mind, when the movie opened up, it's based in Charleston, Mississippi. Okay, now if you go back, Robert, he was from Mississippi. I don't know if it was Charleston, it might was though, but he was from Mississippi, and it was alleged that he had went to this crossroad at nighttime, reflection, and he had, you get what I'm saying? He took his guitar with him. Now keep in mind, in the movie, in the movie they ended up finding out that his dad, that was his uncle's guitar. Keep in mind now, the two twins reflection. Y'all got to go back and y'all got to look at the spiritual meaning of twins. All right, twins. They always say it's a good one, it's a bad one, it's a bad one, it's a good one, and that's really true reflection. Okay, but it's a spiritual meaning behind having twins and different things like that. Okay, so with that being said, remember in the movie when he was saying that Stacks had told them or whatever that, listen, you not finna be like us, you not gonna be like us, you finna go play that church music, and he like, nah, I'm gonna do what I want to do. You get what I'm saying? You just gonna have to shoot me type shit. And next thing you know, he pulled a gun out on him. And what did he say that could have went over a lot of people's head? He said, I'm a soldier. He said, well, you just gave me an order, so I'm a soldier, which means shit, if you say something, I will. Don't play with me. But what do you think he meant? He's a soldier for what? Reflection. He hadn't went into the war. Who do you think he was a soldier for, though? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. This movie was good. This movie was so good. It has, so I love a good symbolic movie. Reflection. I love a good symbolic movie. If you missed it, definitely go watch it again. Okay, it's worth it. So with that being said, we finna get into for a lot of people who like, who is this Robert y'all talking about? We finna get into it. But go on ahead and hit the like button if you haven't already. If you just came in the building, we are over here decoding the movie Sinners, just picking up a couple jewels reflection. Okay, so with that being said, let's keep it going.
Let's talk about the movie Sinners and the actual symbolism behind some of this. And this is not really a spoiler, but it is, but it's not at the same time. But you have to have watched the movie to understand. I've been seeing a lot of people talk about why the twins were red and one were blue and the symbolism behind that, but all y'all are wrong. Ryan Coogler literally said at an interview that he chose twins to embody the Nigerian Orisha spirits, the Ibeji twins. Now, the Ibeji twins in Nigeria is very symbolic. And some people believe that twins are supernatural or bad luck or some sort of bad omen. And the Ibeji twins are most depicted wearing red and blue, because some people say that that symbolizes Yemaya, which is the mother of all. She is like a mermaid spirit, Orisha, and Shango, and his color was red. And Ryan Coogler, the man who made this movie, literally stated that in an interview, that is where the concept of the twins came in. Because so many Africans came from West Africa, and the movie is based on a lot of different African Americans. And then another thing that is literally crazy to me is Preacher Boy, the really good dude that grew up in the church at the beginning. He wanted to pursue his dreams with the blues and all that, is giving Robert Johnson. And y'all know I've done several videos about Robert Johnson. He allegedly went to the crossroads in Clarksdale, Mississippi, and sold his soul to the devil. And they said he met up with Papa Legba. And if y'all not familiar with Papa Legba, I have a lot of videos on him. And he is basically the crossroad deity. He is the one that allows you to get to the crossroads to the other side to get to where you want to go. But allegedly, he sold his soul, and that is how he became Robert Johnson, like one of the best blues musicians in the world. He tuned his guitar, and after that, he was phenomenal, because before he was very mediocre. But after he went to the crossroads and made a deal with a man in black, that is how he became who he was. And this is all the things that Robert Johnson said happened. He made songs talking about his experience at the crossroads and how he sold his soul and made his deal. And that's where the preacher boy comes in the movie. He grew up in the church. He grew up around all this love and, biblical stuff. And he wanted to be a blues musician to the point he would do anything. And Ryan Coogler said the concept of that ties in with the Robert Johnson and Papa Legba situation with the preacher boy. What kind of deals people do in oppressive situations. So basically, people would literally sell their soul, forget their roots, forget everything just to be on top. And that's where the whole Papa Legba and Robert Johnson come in. So that's literally who Preacher Boy's character was supposed to be. And y'all can look up the interviews. The producer, the man who made the movie, stated that. I've been seeing so many different videos of people and talking about what they think it symbolizes and stuff like that. But no, this is exactly what he stated. This movie have a lot of Nigerian and West African culture, and I love it. But to me, I really enjoyed this movie, but I feel like it was so good that I wanted more. Like, I wanted them to explain more of the Native Americans and how they tied into the movie. Because if you watch the movie, the Native Americans come to the people's house to look for the vampire and all that. And then after that, they just went on and they wasn't featured anymore. I also wanted to know more about the twins before they moved to Chicago. I wanted to know more about that. But I get the movie was already long. There's only so much you can put in a movie, but the movie was really, really good. And I did not know that this was deeply inspired by the Orishas and the Yoruba culture in Nigeria and a lot of Haitian culture as well. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments and if y'all seen the movie.
Yes, baby. We need a Sinners 2, baby. We need a Sinners 2. We need a Sinners 3. I know y'all like, well, Tariq, one of them, the twins had passed and the other one became a vampire. How the fuck we gonna have a Sinners 2? Because they can go back. You remember when the baby that had passed, one of the twins, they had that baby by the hoodoo lady, by the medicine woman. We need to go back before they had left. You can do a Sinners 2, Liz. Gonna pick up my idea, gonna pick up my ideas. Free. You can do a Sinners 2 going back before they had left Charleston, Mississippi, and when they went to Chicago. Take us back when, baby. Take us back when, baby. You can do a Sinners 2 because we gonna say that bitch. We gonna say that bitch out. We gonna be there. The hell gonna be packed. Hit the like and subscribe, but you already know. You know I love a master's piece, okay? Not a masterpiece, but a master's piece, because this is truly what it is. So you heard her talk a little bit about Robert, right? Okay, he was from Charleston, Mississippi, and shit. He went to the crossroads. And he could have sold his soul for a little piece of gold. Reflection, just a little piece of gold. Now listen, okay, he went on one of them back dirt roads, allegedly by the oakwood tree. Okay, by the oakwood tree, and with the peaches on the other side. So with that being said, Reflection, let's listen a little bit. Let's just go into Robert history before we go back and, you get what I'm saying, decode, because all this got to do with the movie. Let's see who the fuck is they talking about.
The first known man to have sold his soul goes by the name of Robert Johnson. Let's talk about him. Now, Robert Johnson was a known American blues musician and songwriter, and he was born in 1911 in Mississippi, and boy, does he have a story. Now, Robert was very mediocre. I'm talking about really not good at all, and several people stated that. He even knew that. So what he did was he took his guitar to the crossroads somewhere outside of Clarksdale near where he lived. He gave it to a man that he met at the crossroads, and he claimed that he sold his soul to the devil that night. He gave the man his guitar. The man tuned his guitar and handed it back to Robert. And after that, Robert was literally extraordinary. People stated like when he left, he was not good. But when he came back, he was one of the most known musicians in history. People would literally travel from everywhere just to hear this man play the guitar. Now, how you go from this mid guitar player to one of the best known? But the part that gets me is he went to the crossroads, and Papa Legba guards the crossroads. And Papa Legba is indeed not the devil. Now, many people believe that he was encountered with Papa Legba because he is who sits and guards the crossroads. But Papa also is who you have to go through to get to the other deities. But I just want y'all to know that he is not the devil. I don't know if that's who people are trying to like say that is the devil, but Papa Legba is not the devil. But whatever he did and whoever he encountered with, it helped him. And he was extremely open about it. He even made several popular songs talking about his experience at the crossroads. One goes by the name of Crossroad Blues, where he says, "I went down to the crossroads and fell down on my knees." Another one of his popular songs is Hellhound on My Trail. They even featured him in a lot of different movies like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? It talks about him, and he even talks about how he sold his soul and he was just so here for it. They even talked about him a little bit on the show Supernatural. And you have several people that have literally traveled or passed by and took pictures and stopped to see the crossroads where he allegedly went to sell his soul. Now, sadly, he died at the age of 27, which a lot of people believe it was a part of like the huge 27 club or whatever you want to call it, which is basically this pretty much like a group of known celebrities that died at the age of 27, and people believe it's because of them selling their souls. Now, do I believe he was the first? Absolutely not. But I do believe he was probably like one of the first like people that was open about it, you know. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Do y'all think he encountered with Papa or what?
Girl, you know who else at the crossroads? Who else is at the crossroads? Meet me at the crossroad, cause you won't be lonely. Okay. Y'all better wake the fuck up and figure out where you at. You better wake up and stop listening to that music, just thinking it's music, just listening at that beat and shit, cause the beat good, reflection, and listen at those lyrics. Okay. So with that being said, we just over here trying to figure out. So this is who the Sammy was depicted in the movies. Reflection, okay? This is the guy who they was talking about in the movies from Charleston, Mississippi, okay? The one who sold his soul.
Robert Johnson is considered the king of the Delta blues. He's also considered the father of rock and roll. It is very significant that Johnson would be considered the father of rock and roll, as it is alleged that he had sold his soul to Satan in Clarksdale, Mississippi, in exchange for guitar playing abilities and worldwide fame. It was after Johnson made his alleged pact with Satan that he became the king of the Delta blues. Blues master B.B. King said, quote, "As a musician, Robert Johnson had it all."
I think he's the greatest folk blues guitar player that ever lived, and the greatest singer, the greatest writer.
You know, you think you were getting a handle on playing the blues, and then to hear Johnson, you say, whoa, there's a long way to go yet.
It's still the most powerful cry that I think you can find in music of the human voice.
Blues master and Johnson's mentor, Son House, said of him before Johnson's transformation, "He'd sit at our feet and played during the break, and such another racket you've never heard." Son House said he made the audiences mad with his racket. Son House went on to say of Johnson before he made his alleged pact with Satan that he was a talentless and even an irritating guitar player.
But he'd follow me and Willie around on Saturday night, Willie Brown. And every time we stopped for rest and sit there, we'll get out over in the corner or something and go out to catch air, get the guitar and be trying to play it and be just noising the people, And when the folks would come out and say, "Why don't some of y'all go in there and meet that boy, get that thing down, he's running us crazy." Finally, he left, he run off from his father and mother. And he went over in Arkansas or someplace. He was gone about 6 to 8 months.
It was during this period of 6 to 8 months that it is said that he made his pact with Satan on the crossroads of Highway 49 and 61 in Clarksdale, Mississippi. It was at these crossroads where the legendary experiences of Johnson trading in his eternal soul for temporary fame was said to have taken place in Clarksdale, Mississippi.
A little bit about Robert, right? Okay, he was from Charleston, Mississippi, and shit. He went to the crossroads. And he could have sold his soul for a little piece of gold. Reflection, just a little piece of gold. Now, listen, okay, he went on one of them back dirt roads, allegedly by the oakwood tree. Okay, by the oakwood tree, and with the peaches on the other side. So with the
guitar. Now, how you go from this mid guitar player to one of the best known? But the part that gets me is he went to the crossroads, and Papa Legba guards the crossroads. And Papa Legba is indeed not the devil. Now, many people believe that he was encountered with Papa Legba because he is who sits and guards the crossroads. But Papa also is who you have to go through to get to the other deities. But I just want y'all to know that he is not the devil. I don't know if that's who people are trying to say that is the devil, but Papa Legba is not the devil. But whatever he did and whoever he encountered with, it helped him. And he was extremely open about it. He even made several popular songs talking about his experience at the crossroads. One goes by the name of Crossroad Blues, where he says, "I went down to the crossroads and fell down on my knees." Another one of his popular songs is Hellhound on My Trail. They even featured him in a lot of different movies like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? It talks about him, and he even talks about how he sold his soul and he was just so here for it. They even talked about him a little bit on the show Supernatural. And you have several people that have literally traveled or passed by and took pictures and stopped to see the crossroads where he allegedly went to sell his soul. Now,
I went to the crossroads. It was after Johnson made his alleged pact with Satan that he became the king of the Delta blues. Blues master B.B. King said, quote, "As a musician, Robert Johnson had it all."
I think he's the greatest folk blues guitar player that ever lived, and the greatest singer, the greatest writer.
You know, you think you were getting a handle on playing the blues, and then to hear Johnson, you say, whoa, there's a long way to go yet.
It's still the most powerful cry that I think you can find in music of the human voice.
Blues master and Johnson's mentor, Son House, set up him before Johnson's transformation. He sat at our feet and played during the break and such another racket you've never heard. Son House said he made the audiences mad with his racket. Son House went on to say of Johnson before he made his alleged pact with Satan that he was a talentless and even an irritating guitar player.
But he'd follow me and Willie around on Saturday night, Willie Brown. And every time we stopped for rest and sit there, we'll get out over in the corner or something and go out to catch air, get the guitar and be trying to play it and be just noising the people, And the folks would come out and say, why don't some of y'all go in there and meet that boy, get that thing down, he's running us crazy. Finally, he run off from his father and mother. Then he went over in Arkansas or something. He was gone about 6 to 8 months.
It was during this period of 6 to 8 months that it is said that he made his pact with Satan on the crossroads of Highway 49 and 61 in Clarksdale, Mississippi. It was at these crossroads where the legendary experiences of Johnson trading in his eternal soul for temporary fame was said to have taken place in Clarksdale, Mississippi.
Well, they say he sold himself to the devil. That's what they say.
I heard a lot of people say that he sold himself to the devil, went to the crossroads and all that.
After Johnson's alleged pact with Satan, everything changed as Johnson went from being the worst blues guitarist in a matter of months to the best. Some musicians who knew Johnson claimed that Johnson himself admitted that he sold his soul to Satan.
He said he done that, went to the crossroads.
I was up this morning.
Son House said that when Johnson returned after 6 to 8 months, everything changed as Johnson was transformed almost before their very eyes.
Then he come back. When he come back, me and Willie Brown was playing out there, and he walked in. He said, can I hear the tune? I said, no, don't come back with that, Robert. I said, the people don't want to hear that racket. He said, let them say what they want to say. I want you to see what I learned.
Son House said when he finished, all of our mouths were standing open. They couldn't believe what they were hearing. Son House declared emphatically, quote, he sold his soul to the devil to play like that. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has stated that Robert Johnson's songs are, quote, the bedrock upon which modern blues and rock and roll were built. He's not only declared to be the father of rock and roll, but the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame says that Robert Johnson stands at the crossroads of American music, much as a popular folk legend has it. He once stood at Mississippi Crossroads and sold his soul to the devil in exchange for guitar-playing powers. Incredibly, Robert Johnson went from a guitarist who couldn't play a lick in a matter of months to a guitarist who, like a medium, didn't even have to practice as he channeled music from the spirit world at will.
I never seen him have to practice anything like that. Never seen him sit down and learn a song. He already knew it. Once he attempted to play it, he knew it. He had a built-in computer. Everything he heard was there. All he had to do was punch the button.
Whether or not the crossroads of Highway 49 and 61 are the exact place that Robert Johnson sold his soul, we cannot know for sure. But one thing is clear, Johnson had indeed given his soul to Satan. This is brought out in his own lyrics, which testify to this.
Early this morning, he knocked upon my door.
So what do y'all think? We're going to stop right there because they doing a whole lot of singing up in that reflection shit. Oh, y'all going to give me copyright. So what do y'all think about that reflection? This is who Sammy was actually depicting allegedly in the movie Sinners. So what do y'all think about this, baby? What you think, reflection? Okay, so let's jump back into decoding Sinners. But I wanted y'all to definitely know who they were talking about, okay? And keep in mind, he also had the 3 scratches, okay? We know the fallen ones, or whoever you want them to be, reflection, whatever make you feel good, they will mark what's theirs. Okay, so with that being said,
Y'all, Sinners was not no movie. That was a spiritual manual, if you ask me. How many people watched Sinners and probably thought this is just a vampire movie with a little music added to it? It's so much to unpack. I'm gonna have to do this in 2 parts. If you have not seen the movie, this is your chance to scroll now. We talking about I ruined it for you. Like I said, Sinners was the whole spiritual download wrapped in a ritual. We're gonna start at the juke joint with the twin brothers smoking stag. They came back to Mississippi in the Jim Crow era to open up their black-owned juke joint. We all know the juke joint wasn't just no club. That was a sacred space for us. It was a safe zone where black folks could gather, be themselves, dance, laugh, cry, sing. Most importantly, where they could remember who they were. Enter Sammy, their little cousin, who has this amazing gift. I ain't just talking about a musical talent. I'm talking about a spiritual frequency. Sammy could play the blues in a way that could call spirit. This is the whole reason why Remick, which was that first vampire that showed up, this is why he wanted Sammy. He was actually willing to let everybody else live as long as he got Sammy. He said Sammy could play music so good that it could connect the souls of different eras. Movie, the music opened portals. So this is what we mean when we talk about music today and we say it's a conjuring tool. It's a weapon, it's a bridge, it's a spell. The moment he touched that guitar, you could feel the ancestors move. You could feel spirit rise. Why? Because sound is vibration. Vibration is how we move between realms. But here's where it gets real, because that same power that Semi held also attracted the darkness. Because when you get there, you don't just attract light, you attract everything, and that includes spiritual parasites, energy vampires, and people who don't want to own what they don't understand. Let's talk about the vampires, shall we? Because they weren't just thirsty for blood, they was thirsty for culture. Now, Remick and his folks didn't want to unalive Sammy. They wanted to own him, own his music, own his power, own his frequency. That's colonization as we know it. This is what they've done to our culture. Black creativity, black sound, black food, black ritual. Take it, twist it, label it there, and feed it back to us disconnected from its root. The main reason people demonizing what they showed us in the movie is literally embedded within us. Now, the biggest thing that I took notice of, vampires could not come in until they were invited. This goes back to everything that I've been telling y'all, especially when I get a lot of bookings and people coming to me saying, I've been hexed. They put something on me. The first thing I tell them is you let them. Not only that, you sitting right here affirming it. No, they can't come in unless they invited. That's spiritual law. Yes, even dark forces need consent, whether it's in the form of contracts, bad deals, fear, silence, humiliation rituals, you name it. Now, Remick, that first vampire that went to that couple's house, remember, he didn't break in. He manipulated his way in, finessed his way. And that was symbolic to tell you that evil don't always look scary. Sometimes it looks safe. Sometimes it looks like an opportunity. Sometimes it looks like it needs help. Better take it back to what I always tell you, that ain't got shit to do with me. That's the motto. As a true hoodoo girly, I was so proud in that movie. Y'all know we about to talk about the hoodoo element. Miss Annie, honey, she was the quiet conjurer in the corner. I peeped game when she talked about that mojo bag immediately. I'm like, okay, Annie girl, protect your man. That's what I'm talking about. Mojo bags and hoodoo are used for protection, guidance, and the power. You know, the thing everybody wants, do anything to get it. But anywho, Annie was the one who knew about shit before anybody else knew. She had that inner knowing. She was connected to her higher self, as well as the ancestors. That's the wisdom of the root worker, the seer, the protector. Fire, the singing, the garlic, all of that is coded protection. We ain't just lighting fire for warmth, we using it to cleanse, send up messages to burn away what doesn't belong. Gotta talk about that music scene that took us through different genres, different eras. That was the visual timeline of Black sonic power. From blues to funk to rock to soul. Every sound birthed from pain to power. Yet even with all that creativity, we still gotta work so hard to protect it. Because the vampires don't just want to feed. They want to own the entire record label. No different from what we seeing today. They're going to have to meet me at part 2 because I'm going to break down the bloodlines and the churches. In the meantime and in between time, get in them comments and let me know y'all thoughts. Y'all enjoy it just as much as I did. What symbolism did you peep? As always, peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.
Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Definitely go over to TikTok and follow her. So with that being said, reflection, a lot of, I was looking at that too when she put that, she was like, you still got that mojo bag? And he had it right there. I was like, that's my girl, you better not take that motherfucker off. You don't give a fuck where you go, you better not take it off. And one thing about it now, all my do you believe in magic girls out there, listen, reflection, you got Shantae's got a man at home. You better put some on your man. I don't mean like that, reflection. Get him shit, one of them little bracelets. You can get him one of them little bracelets. I used to have mine with conjure shells on, reflection. Everywhere he went, he had them conjure shells on. So I don't give a fuck if he in Ohio, because he was traveling a lot. I don't give a damn what the fuck you at. I'm right there with you. I wish the fuck they would. And not only that, I can harvest energy from wherever you are. Well, is you just like my walking fucking portal. I appreciate it. See, you gotta have somebody with you, reflection. Especially if you do that, do you believe in magic? You gotta have somebody that's on the same level as you. If they not, then they trying to get there. If they ain't on the same level as you, then shit, they above you, reflection. You gotta learn some shit. And when I used to make them, he used to be like, no, baby, this ain't gonna work. I was like, why it ain't gonna work? He was like, because the string ain't strong enough. I was like, that's like man, that's like man, that's like man, this white man. You get what I'm saying? So you gotta have somebody like that type shit. You gotta have you somebody like that type shit, because you gotta work together, baby. Okay, you gotta do that. Do you believe in magic together? Because keep in mind, when they putting their life force in you, reflection shit, that's energy. That's energy. It's an exchange. Sex is an exchange of energy. That's the whole ritual y'all doing. Okay, so whether y'all are in connection or not, the energy is still there. Okay, the energy is still there. That's why you can't let everybody up in you reflection. Okay, I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know, especially if you fucking with that who you believe in, man. If you fucking with that whoa. Okay, so I like that, and I like that, and then I like how they depicted her too. I like how they depicted her too. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, and go and get him some of it. Go on and get him some of that. You know he needs it. You know he needs it. He needs it. He really want that kissy. Y'all know I'm something else. I really cut up and I need to get my shit together, okay? Hit the what I said, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We out here decoding the movie. Sinners, baby. Y'all better go watch that. Y'all better go watch that. He knew he missed that Mississippi. Yeah, he missed that Crossroad New 90. He had missed that reflection. He had missed it. So with that, that's why I said they can do a Sinners 2 and really dive into their story, really dive into Anne's story and what I call it Annie's story reflection. Okay, we can do that on Sinners 2. Y'all need to go on ahead and get that shit together. Get it together. Go on ahead, because you know that motherfucker gonna sell out. You know we gonna come watch. You know we gonna come watch and everything. So don't you even worry about that, because it's a master's piece. Okay. So with that being said, let's keep this on reflection. Oh, that was good. That was a good one. What you heard me say, that was a good one. Let's keep it going, okay? If you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you just came in the room, we are here breaking down the movie Sinners.
With the spiritual deity, like you know, Papa Legba, who is arguably who they say Tommy Johnson or Robert Johnson sat down at the crossroads to get they guitar tune and sold they soul for you know musical skills for the remainder of their life. You know that in that concept of what type of deals do people in oppressive situations have to make and have to rationalize, you know, and me realizing that, oh yeah, man, I'm from Oakland, but it was a time when there wasn't no black people in Oakland. They all had to come from somewhere. And what did they leave? You know what I'm saying? They left home. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And if for me it was like, oh yeah, it's always a deal. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so he was on there breaking it down, reflection. He was letting you know, give you a little gem or two, letting you know what his master's mind and shit was it. All right, we over here breaking down the movie Sinners. All right, it had a lot of Arisha spirit in that reflection. Okay, they were really tapping into their roots. They was really tapping into the hidden or unknown, and I loved it. I loved it. Reflection. I was
I watched Sinners, and there's one thing I got out of it that I haven't seen anyone talking about. How the Asians played a role in the downfall of the black community. See, in America, we have always been focused on black and white issues, slavery, racism, and so on. But why does no one ever talk about the role the Asians also played in the downfall of the black community? See, in Sinners, Bo Chow and Lisa Chow made some selfish decisions. Their daughter was at their store. The vampires were threatening to get her. Smoker Stack, one of the twins, told everybody not to go outside. But old Bo Chow didn't listen and had to get his car. Got his ass turned. Then Lisa, seeing her husband turn, decides she wanna fight the vampires now. I ain't gonna tell y'all the rest, cause some of y'all might not have seen it yet. But what this made me think about was how the Asians have been causing our downfall right in our faces. They come into our communities with help from the government, grants and loans and stuff like that, but they start their businesses, the nail shops, the beauty supply stores, dry cleaners, restaurants. All of this is set up in the black community. Why? They don't put anything back into the community. They take their money, send it back home, or start other businesses in the black community. They take our money, but yet when we're facing something, they're nowhere to be found. They have profited off the black community for decades and never put 1 cent back into the community. But just like in the movie Sinners and in real life, it's our fault. They should have sent Lisa ass out there with her husband if that's what she really wanted. See, black people's power today is our spending dollar. That's all we got. If we spend our money wisely within our own communities, we could begin to prosper. But we go spend our money at the nail shops, the restaurants, the beauty supply stores. I bet some of y'all got on a wig right now you got from one. But what this movie showed me was there has been a destroyer hidden in plain sight among the black community, but because everybody has been focused so much on the black and white aspects of things, we haven't noticed the silent takeover.
Okay, so what y'all think, man? I mean, when he got a point, he got a little piece of a point. I never even seen it from that perspective. All right, and I'm gonna watch the movie twice. I'm gonna go watch it again too. I never even seen it from this perspective reflection. What y'all think about that? Okay, it's about a hidden symbolism, and that man said he would have sent her ass. He would have sent Ying ass clean back out there with her fucking husband. Remember, she the one who told them vampires too, y'all come on in. And they was like, what the fuck? Because you remember they wasn't gonna come in unless somebody invited them. Now she talking about some come on in, and with her little bottle of fire, and her ass ended up getting took out to reflection. I said to myself, now you took one fucking vampire and you done invited all these motherfuckers up in her bed. I'm kind of with him then. They should have sent Ying ass on up out of there. But I think, keep in mind, Ying, if you remember throughout the video, I'm calling her Ying. I know her name was something else. Ying and her husband, it seemed like they had New Smoke and his brother reflection from when they was little. Hopefully we'll get more into that in Sinners 2. And Sinners 2, because I know y'all finna come with us Sinners 2, because keep in mind, we gonna sell that bitch out. You know we gonna be there, all right? So with that being said, the like button, subscribe button, let's keep this going.
3 hoodoo facts about Sinners that completely went over your head when you were watching the movie. Let's get into it. That little mojo bag that Annie gave Slack was more than just a symbol. It was the only thing keeping Slack alive and not getting bitten by the vampires. It was not until the very end of the movie when Slack took off the mojo bag that he was finally able to pass and cross over to the spirit realm. If you paid attention to that movie, you would notice that there are not just one, but 2 hoodoo practitioners in that film, Annie and Sammy. Annie was a root worker. She had the ability to make mojo bags, connect with High John the Conqueror root, and have an understanding of how to kill the vampires. And Sammy was a conjurer. See, Sammy had the ability to conjure up both spirits from the past and the future. And number 3, the vampires. If you noticed in the film, the vampires were not allowed to come into the juke joint unless invited in. They were trying whatever they could, but they couldn't just come in, right? So what does that have to do with real life? You see, in the real world, hoodoo practitioners and spiritual practitioners and pagans and blah, 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 we all have really powerful spiritual gifts. Believe it or not, we are going to call in all different kinds of spirits and entities regardless of our intentions. And here's the reason why. When you have a spiritual gift, a talent, something that is bigger than life, something that people cannot understand, you will call all sorts of things to you, just as Sammy did in the movie. You see, Sammy did call up ancestors and spirits, both past and future, but he also called up the devil. Not like he did this on purpose, but the devil was naturally attracted to his gifts and wanted it for himself. But it was up to Sammy to decide to let this entity in or not. And this works the same way for you and I. You will come into contact with things that aren't great, but it is up to you to decide whether you're going to allow it in your space or not. And I believe that is one of the biggest messages in that film. If that movie really struck something in you, like there's a feeling and you just cannot shake it, that you need to learn. I am starting a new class, the initiation of the ancestral realm. This is a class that is different than any class that I have ever taught before.
Where you go, girl. With that being said, Reflex, so what do you think about that? That goes back to if you ever come into a real practitioner or anybody that deal with that, whoa. One thing you will never ever see at their residence is a welcome mat. They will never have a welcome mat, welcome sign, all that shit reflection. When you welcome somebody, you don't know who the fuck at your door. You don't know what kind of spirit they carrying, and you got a big ass welcome mat right there. You got a big ass welcome sign right there. You better put blessed. This is this home or some shit out there. Reflection. You got this big ass welcome mat out there. You will never see a practitioner have a welcome mat at they fucking doorstep. Do you hear what I'm saying? Reflection. Hit the like button, subscribe button, listen. And I'm trying to teach you something. Just a little piece. Go watch the movie Sinners, because it's not a miss. We waiting on Sinners 2. They was like, damn, Sinners 1 just kind of not ready. We hungry for it. We need a Sinners 2, baby. We need a Sinners 2. So, with that being said, let's keep it going. Reflection. We over here decoding this movie. It was a good movie, okay? Real good movie.
All right, it's time to explain the ending for Ryan Coogler's Sinners. Bro, this ending was so deep. Let me tell y'all. So everything kicks up with the vampires when Grace says, basically, I'll invite you in. And we see Annie get took out. We see Grace get took out. Slim. People just start dropping. And then we see Stack and Smoke going back and forth, brother versus brother. They're going at it. And we see that Smoke ends up having a chance to take out his brother Stack. But they always said they go have each other's back. And we find out later in the film that Smoke let his brother go. He just made him promise like, hey, don't touch our cousin Sammy, bro. Let him live. Pushing forward, once we see this scene right here, right before we see Sammy and Remnick going up against each other in this water. And we see a crazy scene where Remnick actually tries to baptize Preacher Boy Sammy. And Preacher Boy Sammy starts to pray, and because his dad is a preacher, so he's trying to believe in what his dad taught him about, religion and everything. And he tries it, and he sees that it doesn't work. It's all word of mouth. So all these years, obviously, his dad's been telling him he's been doing the devil's work with his guitar because people think that the Delta Mississippi Blues is devil's music, and telling him all this stuff. So he finally tries to give his dad a chance when he tells him this stuff in church and everything about God, and it doesn't work. So it kind of makes him seem like he loses belief. And to make it crazier, we see the other vampires come along with Remick and recite this prayer, showing that Remick actually he said this prayer before. He's familiar with this prayer. We both have trauma we went through, and I resorted to this prayer that hasn't worked for me, so it's definitely not gonna work for you. That scene actually gave me the chills, bro. This is just showing like it's not gonna work. Pushing forward, we see Preacher Boy Sammy enter the church with his guitar. His dad basically tells him, come, put the guitar down. We find out that Preacher Boy did not even put the guitar down. He left and he made a deal, and he got up out of there with his guitar and he took the long road. Finding out he did what he told Smoke he was going to do, go up to Chicago, and got his juke joint going. Years later, we see him as a successful blues musician, with a juke joint, and he's doing well. Then we see Stack and Mary walk in, and this is Chicago 1992 from my knowledge, and they approach him and they tell him, they say, hey man, we listen to all your records, you've been doing great. And he tells him like, yeah, Smoke let me go because I promise I won't touch you, but I'm here to offer to you, you can be one of us. Meanwhile, this boy right here, their little cousin Sammy, he's old now. But we see that they're still the same age. They live on forever. And he offers him, hey, let me bite you up, and you could live for the rest of your life and play this blues music. Preacher Boy Sammy says he saw this world enough. But this scene was showing that the whole time, Remnick, Stack, all the vampires was right. They only wanted to do it just to live forever, and have some type of protection against like the Klansmen and people that, did bad. And they were living in tough times in Mississippi. This was basically for protection and to live on. That's why they was trying so hard to get their people involved. That's why they tried to get Annie. They wanted Preacher Boy Sammy because they seen how good of music he played and how he brought people together, so they wanted him bad, but they couldn't get him. We also see Smoke being able to transition to the other side with his unborn child and Annie. And remember, Annie said, even if you take out the head vampire, other vampires can still live on. But that scene was so crazy because it showed, bro, remember I told you Smoke in that doorway in the juke joint? Look, we'll never be free. You ain't got no vision. Come over here, you can live forever. You, Annie, y'all be good, y'all be protected. And that's what that boy Rennick was trying to tell him, y'all. It's just so full circle.
Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, ring that bell if you haven't already. Reflection. We are over here breaking down the movie.